Yes, guys. Welcome back to another stream, man. And we've got Egal and Martin. We're going to be speaking all things Champions League. We might speak about the Premier League as well. I guess the two teams are still obviously going for both. So we'll probably speak about both of them. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash a like on the stream as well. Egal's in the description and Martin is in the title. So Martin gets a little bit of a preferential treatment here, Egal. I'm sorry, bro. It's just the way the game works. But guys, make sure you are subscribed to both of these guys. Make sure you like in the stream as well. But listen, the reason I wanted to do a stream about this is, and obviously we'll probably, because we're doing City and Arsenal here, right, probably will cross paths to Premier League and Champions League. But I've watched now all the main contenders for the Champions League, barring Inter Milan and Atletico. In fact, no, I've watched Atletico Madrid and La Liga. The only ones I've not watched is Inter Milan, right? Question to you, Egal, and obviously Martin, feel free to jump in as well, is can anyone stop Manchester City from winning the Champions League again? Because I've watched PSG last night, thought they were very average. Bayern Munich look poor, in my opinion. Real Madrid look decent, but I think they lack a striker. Egal, what do you think? You think City are going to win this? Can anyone stop City? Do you think Arsenal maybe can stop City from winning the Champions League? What's your thoughts on that, bro?
You guys love a trip to Wembley, so it's going to be a problem. The reality of the situation is, I think City are going to have to stop themselves. Similar to how you guys made mistakes in the draws in the past, where you guys have maybe made tactical changes that benefited the other team late in last minutes, like Klopp, like in the Champions League final versus Chelsea, not playing a defensive midfielder in games before, where you've made mistakes late in games where you just kind of lose your head. But at this moment in time, City are the favorites, and the only way they lose is maybe if they get an early tie against Real Madrid, or if they face a team in a one-off game and it goes in the final and it goes to be similar to the Chelsea game where it's a smash and grab, similar to how Arsenal beat you at the Emirates this year.
Yeah. I agree. I think that across the two legs, I don't know if there's anyone that can beat us.
Real Madrid, maybe.
Thought they were crap the other day.
Yeah, but they didn't have their best players. They had none of their main center backs. They don't have their main goalkeeper. Yeah. I don't know if their main center backs are going to be fit by the time the finals or semifinals is around. And they were basically playing no Jude Bellingham also. Brahim Diaz, a former City Academy player, actually was the one that scored the goal for them.
You said, okay, let me ask you a question on that, because I know they beat us 2 years ago, but we shouldn't have lost that game. We in my opinion, we dominated Real Madrid 2 years on the bounce. So, and the only reason we lost the first time, in my opinion, was lack of experience of being in that position, and we kind of crumbled. Yeah. Now we've got that experience. I don't even know if Real Madrid could beat us across two legs. I genuinely think the only chance that we got of not winning it is in the final. Of a one-off game, if we don't play right, like the Arsenal game, maybe we get an injury or something to a couple key players. I genuinely think that the only way we don't, I mean, to be fair, you are right what you say, Karl. Like the only way City don't win it is if City sort of lose it themselves, like we did against Real Madrid 2 years ago.
You know? Because you guys were your worst enemies over the last couple of years. Before this past year when you won it, Pep would either make some changes, the tweaks that he always does, and maybe it doesn't work on a one-off game. And then there's also situations where you, as you said, just game managing, having the experience, knowing that sometimes you have 2 minutes left. Don't go and try to go for a second pass back to a center back in a dangerous area. Just boot it long sometimes. I know it's not your tactics, but sometimes in those kind of situations where, what were you guys, 5 minutes left in the game with 90 minutes, with 85 minutes, it was a 2-1 lead. And then you end up losing 3-2 or something like that?
Less than that. True. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Martin, what you saying?
No, I understand it. I get the Real Madrid heritage tag. We had it all last season. Bayern Munich heritage. Real Madrid heritage. And listen, you've got to respect these teams. I'm not saying you don't. But I think Pep nailed it on the head about 3 weeks back. We are our own worst enemy at times. Pep can be. Because at the moment, we're seeing a Premier League 11, and as you saw on Tuesday, we're seeing a Champions League 11. That 11 was a Champions League 11 that he was going out with. There's no coincidence. The first 20 minutes, some of the best football we've played all season.
Yeah.
Absolutely free-flowing, quick tempo, passing, pass and move, even with control. It was amazing to watch. And I think the one thing we may have to do is stop having these maybe brain farts for 10 or 15 minutes within games. But other than that, I mean, people forget this. We're undefeated in the Champions League for 18 months, virtually.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it?
18 months.
That's actually crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
That
next loss is gonna hit bad, you know.
Of course it will. Of course it will. But I mean, I looked at it. We talked about this the other night. LB, who scares us? Bayern Munich? No. Not while they've got Tuchel in charge. Bournemouth won't be scared of Bayern Munich at the moment while Tuchel's in charge. Simple fact to that. They're absolute ass. PSG, possibly. They got a decent win. But I still think they're a team of individuals. They're not a team.
Yeah. I watched them last night. I did a watch along from Martin, and like they just, I don't know, man. I just watch them and I was just like, something to stay right with that team, man.
The
PSG are beatable.
Goal away from crumbling. As soon as they get their backs up against the wall, they crumble.
Martin, you said it perfectly. A team, I think Real Sociedad will beat them, honestly. Even though they're 2-0 up at this moment in time, Real Sociedad could easily turn it around. A team is always better than a team full of individuals, and that's what they are. PSG is literally a couple good individuals that can carry a team over a game a couple times, but they're not a resolute, good team overall. They have too many holes.
Yeah. I mean, and then Napoli, not the same Napoli last season.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
Barcelona, no thanks.
There could be a dark horse. There could be a dark horse, Napoli, but I don't think they'll proper challenge.
I do think it's us and Real Madrid.
Okay. I think it's Arsenal is in that mix.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question then on Arsenal, Egal. What do you think Arsenal have to give you confidence to say that they're in the mix? Because I have them like maybe 5th or 6th or something, which is respectable for the first year back. Why do you have confidence that Arsenal are in this conversation?
Bar City and Real Madrid, every other team in the tournament that's left, I believe Arsenal can beat. Inter would probably be our toughest matchup outside of you two, because this is my order. It would be the best teams right now would be City, Real Madrid, Inter, Arsenal. Bayern Munich, bring me Bayern Munich. We would slap them over 2 legs. I want Bayern Munich. I want to give them exact same treatment they gave us. On a serious note, defensively, we're one of the best teams. We're a resolute, compact, great midfield that can actually control games and hold on to possession. Where we come short is our attack doesn't score ridiculous amount of goals in games sometimes. We don't win the games based on our attack, but we defend and control games so confidently that it's almost like not conceding or not scoring, not giving up the ball is equivalent to a goal for us. These guys are that confident in how they play that I believe if you bring any team besides Inter, City, or Real Madrid at this moment in time, I would walk into that leg saying I'm extremely confident. Against Porto, we will show you guys next week.
Well, hang on a minute, because I don't know who was it now, because when you got drawn against Porto, right, a lot of Arsenal fans were like, "Oh, tough game." I was like, "What?" When I did my Champions League draw, I put Porto as the bottom team out of all the teams that we could have got out of seed 1 to seed 2. Now, I think you'll slap them, but most Arsenal fans are saying nah.
People said we would finish second to Sevilla. It's the Arsenal tax, bro. If you don't realize, of course you're a City fan, you won't realize this, but Arsenal get unnecessary hate. At this point, it's just unwarranted, nonsensical hate. Like, you'll just say stuff because it's Arsenal. And like people were saying we weren't going to finish second. We were going to finish second in our group coming into the season. Martin, I know you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? But
you won't understand the unnecessary hate part. That's blown my mind a bit.
Wait, you understand the necessary hate?
No, I don't. City get more unnecessary hate than any other team in this country.
I think everybody thinks they get unnecessary hate, but guess what? City should get hate because you're winning. The team that's winning should always be hated. But guess what? You guys are people try to belittle you guys, and they're idiots for doing so, because they're just allowing you guys to continuously pick up trophies and be like, "Oh, it's okay."
I mean, to be fair, we the team that wins does get hate. But yeah, no, we definitely know what it takes like to get hate because literally, bro, every day there's an article
Look, we
written
got
about
people
us.
in the chat laughing. I believe Arsenal can go far in this competition because outside of Arsenal, City, I told you there's 4 teams that are really good. The rest of the teams are all have major holes.
Can Arsenal do the Premier League and the Champions League at the same time?
No
That's a
chance.
good question.
So no,
No
that's
chance.
my point. So would one have to drop off? For you
I
to
think
win
it's going to
one?
be a situation where we're going to try to go as far as we can in both competitions. But if we do win one, I would give us a better chance of winning the Premier League. That's just me.
Well, because listen, you're going to beat Porto, right? You're going to beat Porto, so that's going to take you to when are the games? When are the
We play next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
The other side.
when are the quarterfinals?
The quarterfinals is 2 weeks from then.
Yeah, March, early March.
So we play next week Wednesday.
So yeah, quarterfinals is 9th and 10th of April, and the second leg's the 16th and 17th. So, but you're saying, yeah, it's late on. So, but here's the thing that I don't get, because you just said, Egal, that you don't think you can do both the Premier League and the Champions League. But
no, I don't think we're gonna win both.
Oh, but do you think you can? Do you think you have the squad to be able to compete in both till the end?
That's my point. I think one of them would have to drop.
Bro, I think you guys are kind of forgetting that this team that has been built, has not had Timber for majority of the season, has not had Thomas Partey for majority of the season. We have been managing majority of the season already doing rotation. So I'm not too concerned about the team playing midweek and playing in the league, because we were doing that over the last couple of seasons. It's just we weren't doing it to this level. The team is good enough, and the manager is going to have to find a way to rotate, and he's starting to do that already, putting in Trossard here, starting Martinelli there, taking opportunities to start Kai Havertz up top, starting Jesus up top, having Jorginho play in midfield, having Havertz play in midfield, having games where you play Ben White as the inverted right back and start KVR, having Tomiyasu in and you play Zinchenko. We have a lot of decent rotation. We just don't have the same level of names that other teams have.
But that's the point that Martin's making, isn't it? Like, can you compete? So you got a big game, yeah, obviously against Porto, and then you're gonna have you're gonna have a Premier League game at the weekend. You might have to change your player. Do you have the squad to be able to take out a Saka, take out a Martinelli, take out an Odegaard, and put someone else in, because you have to rest them? I guess that's fair. The point. Maybe you might get away with it for Porto, but you're gonna beat Porto, in my opinion. If you get to the games in April and you're still in the race for the Premier League, which is still highly possible. Do you think then, when it's really, really on, do you think you've got that like quality? I mean, certain areas you've probably got the quality, but maybe like some areas you don't.
I think it's more about the mental than the actual quality on the pitch, because some of these players have not been there and done that. How are they going to react? How are they going to be able to do? How confident are they going to be with a slightly rotated team midweek when they know they have one of the biggest games? Because we have the issue of we haven't been there, we haven't done that, so I don't know what their psyche is. That's the bigger issue, I would say, than the actual performances on the pitch. Because I don't think the performance on the pitch is going to be hampered if we take one piece out and put in another. Because we've seen it versus City, we didn't have Saka, we still won. We've seen it versus Liverpool. We had situations where Jesus wasn't available to start, so we still managed with Kai Havertz up top. So we do have a squad that is decent. It's just the names in that squad don't have the world-class status that your players have. Hence why when we rotate, it's viewed as, oh, you've weakened the team, but in sense, it's not that weak, because they all have a job to play and they can interchange, as long as you don't take out the main cogs, which is the spine. Like if you lose a Saliba, Odegaard, and Saka for one game, then we're gonna have bigger problems. But if you miss one or two, it's somewhat manageable.
Okay. Big up to LB1998, says longest winning streak on an English side in the Champions League. Super chat there. Yeah. Listen, it's took us a long time to get good at the Champions League, but we seem to have cracked it slightly now. Big up to Keon. I think this is it for me. I think it's a good super chat from Keon. He says you can't say that Arsenal are one of the top 3 to 4 teams in Europe when this is their first season back in Europe after like 8 years. They can win it though.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
No, but this is why you can, because it's not about the fact that we haven't been in the competition. It's about looking at everybody and being objective and saying to yourself, is this Arsenal team better than Napoli, Barcelona, Inter?
No,
I
but,
don't,
but,
maybe
but
not
you're
Inter.
looking at it simply. No, in a simplistic view like that, 11 players on the pitch, I agree with you. Yeah. But the Champions League isn't just about who's got the best 11 players on the pitch, as we found out in the past. Yeah. The Champions League it takes more than just who's the best players. You need that little bit of luck. You got to know the dark arts of the game. Like, it's took us a very, very long time to understand that the Champions League. Like, I still remember our first season in it under Mancini. It was just shocking. We were just playing games like it was a Premier League match.
Got a point.
You've got to change. But Egal, at the same time, Keon's been fair at the end of his super chat. He's put you can win it, like, because you've got a decent team. You've got a decent 11.
It's in Wembley too. Don't forget,
that will probably help. But the thing for me is not about your quality 11v11. 11v11, you probably are in the top 4, top 5, whatever. The problem for me is when you're going away to the Bernabeu, when you're going away to Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Napoli, and you've got to go there and you ain't playing football. Innit, Martin? When we went to Atletico Madrid, when we went to the Bernabeu, you're not playing football. You're going in there thinking, right, how can I go here and get no bruises? Like, it's a completely different game. You know what I mean? This is why I think you need a few more years. But you've got a good team, and Keon's right. You could win it. Who knows?
We have a wealth of experience in the team now, in the sense that we have guys who've been there in the battles. A coach on the pitch in Jorginho, who's been there, been in the battles. We have guys like Kai Havertz, who literally scored a Champions League winner for you guys. We have Jesus Zinchenko, who came from your team, who's seen it. Even though Arteta has never really coached in the Champions League besides this year, he's been there with you guys in the dark times when you guys would lose, and he's seen what it takes to get over these kind of hurdles. Now, I'm not saying we have what it takes to win both competitions, but I'm just saying we are one of the people who should be respected in this competition because of our sheer quality that we've shown since we've entered it this season. And
I do give you respect, bro, and that's why I'm putting you maybe fifth in the list, and I think that's very fair. I mean, you talk about experience. Raya's got no Champions League experience as far as I'm aware at the top level.
Fair.
Ben White's not. Saliba's not.
Gabriel does.
Okay, maybe he had some before Arsenal. Zinchenko has some, yeah, for City. He also cost us the goal.
And he was also part of the reason why we weren't going through alongside Jesus.
Exactly. Rice hasn't played a Champions League.
Zinchenko doesn't have to be our main guy. We have Timber also. We could also play Kivior there if we want, or Tomiyasu.
But you just talked about experience. The players you just named instead of Zinchenko don't have that experience.
Guess what? Experience can sometimes be the thing that people look at to give you the mental edge over another team, but also if you're not even meant to be in that position in the first place, you're more dangerous. Look at Porto, what they did. Look at teams in the past that weren't meant to be there and what they've done. So
I agree. You don't need to be the best to win it. I've always said that about the Champions League. You don't need to be the best to win it. But what you do, yes, you do have some experience. The problem is your experienced players have cost us Champions League games. They've been the reason we went out of the Champions League. Not fully, but they were part of it because they were simply not good enough at that level.
You want to know something? This might not be the year that we win the Champions League. This could potentially not even be the year that we win the Premier League. But this is the year where we're going to make a statement to everybody that we are one of the best teams in Europe. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay, well, like I say, for me, bro, I think you'll beat Porto. I know I'll be in the chat saying Porto being disrespected potentially, but I still think you'll beat Porto. Then look, I want you to get a Real Madrid, a Bayern Munich, yeah, not because I want to sit here and like watch you cry if you get beat or humiliated. I want to see where Arsenal really are, because it's difficult to compare Premier League form to Champions League, because like I say, for me it's almost like a different sport at times. Yeah, that Champions League is a madness, as you know, Egal, you know what I mean, you know that. So I want you to get a big test. I want to see how you guys get on in a Champions League. If you come away from that not getting slapped up like 5-0 like you did under Wenger when you played Bayern, then yeah, I think you'll be completely fair and right to say you are one of the big teams. But for me right now, I still have my doubts about Arsenal. in this competition. Not the Premier League, bro. I think Premier League, I think you're here now. I don't know if Martin, you agree. I don't think Arsenal are going anywhere in the next few years. I don't know if you disagree with that.
LB,
Go.
I don't think the only way we're going to show anybody is if we face a Bayern Munich and we slap them. And guess what? When we do that, they're going to say Bayern Munich are shit anyways.
No. You don't need to.
If we play
them,
PSG, and we beat them, people are going to say PSG are not that good anyways. That's why the only teams that we could actually beat that we get respect for is yourselves, Real Madrid, or Inter. I don't even put Atletico Madrid. We wouldn't even get respect because they were. The reason why I feel like
dumb people wouldn't respect it.
Atletico Madrid are a very,
respect that. Only dumb people wouldn't respect.
I'm just talking from the perspective of, bro, I literally live on Twitter nowadays, so I'm just telling you from perspective of these kids on Twitter.
Nah, bro, if you beat Atletico Madrid, yeah, or even come away with a really low loss, right?
Yeah,
providing you handled yourself, I'd respect that. I think only dumb people would say.
Okay, maybe Barcelona we wouldn't get respect though.
No, you wouldn't get respect for Barcelona. You know what? I'd actually expect you to do Barcelona big time. I said this morning. If City got Barcelona, I'd expect us to humiliate them almost. I just think they're awful.
Hey, Porto's the next game. I don't want to look too far ahead. I hope the players don't look too far ahead. But yeah, man, I think Arsenal's going to be there and thereabouts, at least semifinals, quarterfinals minimum. I don't think we're getting knocked out of the group stages. And when it comes to City, you guys got a very good draw in Copenhagen. It's all about the luck of the draw. Once we know what the draw is and what type of route we're going to have to get to the final, then we can really talk about the possibility of winning it. Right now, I know it's always going to be difficult for a team that's not been in it for 6-7 years to win it. There's a mental hurdle, and that's the problem. And I never believed in the mental hurdle. I never believed in momentum, Champions League heritage. But when I see stuff like what happened to you guys versus Real Madrid, you can't stop but believe it.
It's 100%. It's definitely true. Big up to LB with the super chat, says breaking news: Bernardo Silva is fit and available. Well, if that's true, which LB is a regular guy, he's not a fake news guy. Hopefully that is true. Especially if he sent £2 donation. You got to go, Egal.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
Yeah, but man, I need you to let me know when you're doing the actual debate, and I'll be there ready.
Yeah, man, we'll do it 100%. Let's get it scheduled, bro.
Martin, it was nice meeting you. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, big up to Egal. Big up to Egal, man. He only had 30 minutes to jump on, but he said he really wanted to jump on, man. So big up for coming on. Big up to Amar, says Atletico and Inter are more dangerous. Champions League requires grit and know-how. I agree. This is it. Those are the two which abundance Arsenal don't have. I'd rather draw Arsenal. Well, from a City point of view, I don't really want another English team, but I get what you're saying, and this is what I just said. Like the Champions League, it is, like I said that in there, but it is almost like a different sport. Like you don't go into the games like playing the same way. Like it's weird, and it's took us a long time to sort of to get over the line on that and sort of understand how the competition works. And this is why I just refuse to put Arsenal above Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, these type of teams, even maybe even PSG, you know, because despite Arsenal maybe having maybe sort of like a better balance to the team than those sides, they've not been in it for what someone said before 8 years.
No, so, I find it hard because I don't know what's right and wrong to say about Arsenal anymore.
What do you mean?
And this isn't against Egal or anyone. This is just what I'm seeing with the general Arsenal fan base. I think they become very insecure.
Yeah,
unless you say they're going to win everything.
Yeah, some of them are
disrespecting them.
Yeah, I find this a lot.
Say they're the best team in the world. I'm disrespecting them, so I don't know what. It's why I try and stay away from Arsenal, this and that, because it's a debate you'll never win. You'll never win in their eyes. And this is why I always came out 2 weeks ago about it's such an emotional bubble that they're all in now. The craving for respect, 100% understand that from our perspective, but also you've got to earn that respect as well.
Yeah. No, I think you're right, bro. I think they're seeking validation. Not all of them, by the way. There are a lot of top gooners out there, but there's some of them.
A lot of people live on Twitter, LB. Like Egal just said, they're living on Twitter and they believe in what 10-year-olds are telling them on Twitter.
Yeah. Here's the thing for me. Like, I think to a certain degree, Well, and this is going into like psychology and that, you know what I mean? But like to a certain degree, I feel that like some of them don't fully believe that they're back, and therefore and think that this is just a bubble, and like next year they'll fall off again or something, and therefore to try and compensate for that, they try and overdo it a little bit. Whereas I say Arsenal, I always say Arsenal fan, not all of it again. Some of them come into chats and say, "Oh, LB, you've got such agendas against Arsenal." I said, I literally don't. I think Arsenal have got a good team. I think they've got a well-balanced squad. I said the other day, I think they've got a more balanced squad than Liverpool. Yeah. But to be winning Premier Leagues, to winning Champions League, you need to be there at the top doing it and gaining that experience and grit and determination. For me, like I say, I got no issue with Arsenal. I think Arsenal at the top of the Premier League are here to stay now. You know what I mean? I don't think next year they'll fall off. I don't think the year after they'll fall off. I think Arsenal are a team now that's going to be challenging City, challenging Liverpool for titles now going forward. I just think that's the way it is. Champions League, I think it's completely reasonable for me to say that you've not been in it for 8 years. It's going to take a little bit of time, maybe, for you to gain that experience. I could be completely wrong. As Keon with the Super Chat before, I think, have they got a team that could potentially go and win it? Yeah, maybe. But are they going to go to the Bernabeu and get a result? Are they going to go to the Allianz and get a result? Are they going to go to the Parc des Princes and get a result? Or the Stadium Metropolitano, whatever the fuck it's called, the Atletico Madrid? I don't know. I would think not, because I think it takes time. You know what I mean? And actually, we've kind of just disproved the fact that they have a lot of experience. They don't have a lot of experience in the Champions League, these players.
No.
So,
I mean, saying that PSG have got an 11 on paper that should be able to win it, but no one's sat here going, PSG are going to win it. And PSG have got a very good 11. So listen, when you get to the last 16 of the Champions League, you're a decent team. You're a decent team.
I agree.
I don't believe in this hype of, oh, well, yeah, we know the early stages is dog and duck. That's why they wanted to change it all and everything else. We know that. We're not stupid. But we also know when, like us last season, our run was mad. We had to go through Bayern, Madrid, Inter into the final. So that's why I was so proud, because I'm sat there going, we properly earned that trophy last season. We had to beat everybody to get there.
I agree. It was a mad run. It really, really was.
You said it took us 10 years to get to this level. For the first 5 years, we were the laughing stock of this competition. Laughing stock.
But like I say,
couldn't do it. Pellegrini couldn't work out his maths, and we got knocked out. How many times did we go to the Bernabeu and Ronaldo did us in the last minute? Go back to the Mancini era when Kolarov was scoring and Xhaka scored, and we were dancing around thinking we'd won. And the 93rd minute, Ronaldo popped up with a winner, and you're like, because you can never switch off in a Champions League game. You can never switch off at the Bernabeu. You can never switch off when you're in the Allianz Arena. You just can't do it. You've got to be mentally strong for 90 minutes. You can't do what you do in the Premier League, go 2-0 up and start playing pass ball at the back for 20 minutes, make 3 subs and bring your reserves on.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. No, listen,
you've just got to learn. We've had to learn the hard way, and we've got there now.
Yeah. And like I say, listen, maybe like I say, I just don't think they'll. I think when they come up against one of these proper teams that have been in the Champions League year after year after year, I think that they'll struggle. But if it's up to them to prove us all wrong. Like if they go and get a result, like I say, if they go and beat PSG, I'll give them the respect. And and there will be people out there say, "It's only PSG." No. If they go and beat PSG and get a result home and away, I'll go and beat Atletico Madrid and get a result home and away, then I'm not going to be sitting there saying, "Oh, do it against Bayern, do it against." No. That's when they get the respect. You know what I mean? But like I said, for me, I just think it's a little bit too early. Big up to Jay Freshman, says Arsenal don't have the know-how in the Champions League at all. This is what we've been speaking about, bro. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. For me,
but you're being disrespectful if you say that.
Yeah. This is the thing. Big up to Perez as well. Says I'm confident. I'm confident. AG. What does that mean, bro? AG. I'm confident. AG Gunners, but they are definitely either the Real Madrid fan. Real Madrid fan. So he's obviously saying if Real Madrid get Arsenal. He says he's confident they'll beat them, but they're definitely a threat. I agree. They're definitely a threat.
They're
They've got a good
threat.
team. They've got a good team. But what I'm saying is, yeah, so Perez, what I would say is if they came to your place, I would expect them to struggle under the pressure. That's the point. Just as we did multiple times. And we finally, last year, went there and she tells it, and you know what I mean, ended up.
Do you know what it is for me, LB? And this is going to sound so corny. Yes, I get it. This is really the only second. This is the proper second year Arteta's been there and started challenging. Yeah, at the top end. Took us 10 years. Took Ferguson 6, 7, 8 years. You don't just rock up and start dominating.
No.
Doesn't work like that. What Arsenal fans have to do is, like we have to do, you do it in cycles. If you get to a final, great. But you work your way. You get to the quarters, then you try and get to a semi, then you try and get to a final. You may have to. To me, losing that final in Porto was the best thing we could have ever done because it woke us all up. I said in my head, yes, we could have won, but Pep didn't want to win because he played mind games by not playing a CDM in that game for some very weird reason. And it was even fans out there saying to him, it felt like a year too soon. And that's mad to say, but it did us better because we've got, I say it again, 18 months and we've not lost a game.
Yeah.
That is mad. The first English team to go this long undefeated.
That is actually wild, isn't it?
That is, and we're not playing dog and duck here every week. We beat the world, some of the Europeans' best teams along the way of doing it. Listen, we're not stupid now. If we got Napoli in the next round, for example, they get through. We know going to Napoli will be a tough game, but we've now got the experience where we can go there and the know-how.
Yeah, and deal with it.
We've dealt with these intense crowds, these crowds that are on top of you. Copenhagen on Tuesday night, their fans were up for it for an hour before kickoff, on top of us, singing. First 20 minutes, we shut them up. That doesn't happen 5 years ago. 5 years ago, we crumble under that.
Yeah, 100%.
Atletico Madrid's place when Savic is kicking shit out of Grealish, and you sat there going, you know what's going to happen. Not now. Mentality is different. Because what Pep's brought into our football club is a belief we can actually win this competition now and win it on a convincing basis. Let's be honest, we all joked about it, it doesn't really matter. And a lot of people, including me, put the Premier League first. But some of it was, I don't think a lot of us ever felt 2 or 3 years ago we were ready for this. We did feel like we were gate crashing a party. Now we own the party. We're hosting the party. We've got a different feel about the whole competition now.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And one of the reasons we've got a different feel, because like we say, we know how to deal with it, man. It's not just like this situation where you're going into games thinking, you're going to crumble or whatever. And, I feel like we've finally found the game plan to play in these Champions League games. You know what I mean? Like I say, I remember that first year we had the group stage, bro. And I remember being at the game for the Napoli match, day one, where Kolarov scored the free kick. And I knew as soon as I got out the ground at the end, I was like, shit, this is serious stuff. This isn't like Premier League, like you just rock up on a Sunday, on a Saturday and like put your best 11 out, attack them, and you'll win most of the games. Like, this is different. I knew straight away. And of course, it's not like I've not watched Champions League before, but like, you're not invested in it. You're just watching the games, and it's just like, you know what I mean? You're watching them on ITV when the games used to be on ITV. It's just like,
we
great
were going
stuff.
to Celtic Park and getting beat, so let's behave on what we had to go through. But
That's
no dig at Celtic either, but we had to go through some pain.
Yeah.
We had to go through some major pain to understand the logic behind this, the mentality behind this.
And like I say, it will be interesting to see how they get on, Arsenal. I think they've got a, like I say, for me, I think they've got a decent team.
I think they can make semi-finals.
Well, but it's difficult to say that without saying who they're getting drawn against, isn't it?
No,
so,
that's
okay.
the problem.
Let me get the teams left in the competition, right? And then you can tell me.
That's why you're doing that, LB.
Yeah.
It also depends how Arsenal, because Arsenal never dealt with, for example, because I don't know the fixtures fully. Say they've got Real Madrid on the Wednesday and they've got Aston Villa at home on the Saturday.
Yeah.
How did they deal with that? Because that was my point on, are you going for the league or are you going for the Champions League? Which one are you going for?
Well, this is something, again, like we kind of spoke about before when you brought it up, but this is something that you have to deal with. And this is why I just laughed when some Arsenal fans told me at the start of the season, oh, we had Europa League last year. It's like, yeah, dealing with Europa League and the Champions League is completely different. So you just said you think you can get to the semi-finals. Obviously, the whole part of the semi-finals is obviously you got to beat the quarterfinals. So we take a look at this. In terms of favourite, yeah. So if this came through, who would you expect to go through? So quarterfinal, City versus Arsenal. City versus Real Madrid. City versus Leipzig, if Leipzig go through. Sorry. Real Madrid versus Arsenal. My bad.
Real Madrid.
Okay. Leipzig versus Arsenal.
I think Arsenal could beat them.
Okay. PSG versus Arsenal.
Arsenal could beat them depending on how they turned up.
Okay. Let's say Sociedad do a madness. Sociedad versus Arsenal. I don't think Sociedad looked that great last night, but that obviously be our guy.
Yeah. So Arsenal.
Yeah. Okay. Lazio versus Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Bayern Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Okay. PSV Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Dortmund Arsenal.
That I don't know, but I think Dortmund could squeak that one.
That's a very good point. Dortmund away. That's one of the prime examples of them going there and needing to get like just shut it up and get like a 0-0 or 1 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even need to win. Like just try and beat them at the Emirates and take it back there. What about Inter? Inter Arsenal.
Inter.
Athletic Arsenal.
Athletic.
Okay. Napoli Arsenal.
Nah.
Is that similar to Dortmund? That, isn't it? I'd say.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think Arsenal could, depending on what side of the draw they get. It's like you said, what draw side they get.
And then the final one, Barcelona Arsenal.
Arsenal. I think Barcelona are just crap.
So yeah, listen, there are teams there that if they get drawn against, they could get to the semi-final 100%. And I actually don't disagree with any of them that you said. I think all the predictions there you made were probably
PSG is a weird one because you don't know again which PSG are turning up. Now Mbappe's said he's going. Is he going to go on a mad one for the next 4 months and try and win it for him, or does he shut down for the next?
Did you watch it last night?
I watched bits because I just.
Oh, it just like, I'm not being funny. I know people could like probably clip this up. Like, obviously he's fucking mint, yeah, but like, other than when he went through on goal for pace, he just didn't really do anything.
He's not worth $1 million a week. I'm not sat there crying.
I just feel that like if Arsenal turned up to the Parc des Princes and just played on the edge of the box and didn't give him space, I'm like, I think they could handle him. Yeah. If they go to the Parc des Princes or Emirates and push up and leave a high line, just like Sociedad did yesterday, yeah, it's problems. But like yesterday, he didn't really do anything.
So weird. Look at Newcastle in the group. Eddie Howe is 90 minutes. He's 20 minutes away from the Europa League. But in his head, he's going, you know what? Let's go gung ho and let's go. Let's try and get out the group and continue in the Champions League, and then ends up completely out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the naivety comes in. This is where I'm not sure. Has Arteta has he got enough experience in this comp to shut shop up for 20 minutes and stop attacking if you get a goal or two up? Has he got that in the locker? Have Arsenal got it in the locker to take 20 minutes of a barrage at the Bernabeu? I'm not sure. That's
the thing, isn't it? That's what you have to find out. And that's what we'll find out this year. And that's why that's why I said to Egal before, I don't want them to get Lazio. Arsenal fans, I want them to get Lazio. I don't want them to get Lazio. I want them to get Bayern. I want them to get like a Real Madrid. Not because I want to see them go out. I'm not bothered of it. I want them to get it because I want to see them. I want to see them play against these teams and see what they're about. Because like I say, for me, Premier League, they're here now. You know, they're not going anywhere for the Premier League, in my opinion. But the Champions League, Let's see, because some Arsenal fans are saying they can go far, maybe even win it. I'm saying, well, on the day, maybe they could, but I doubt it because of those away trips that I think you'll crumble. You know, let's not like kid ourselves. Arsenal do have a history of crumbling when the pressure's on. Last year before for the top 4. So there we go. Big up to Perez again, says 4-0. Yeah, he had worst day of my life. GBG. What's that mean, bro? GBG. What's that mean? GBG 2024. I don't know what that means, innit? But big up Perez for the super chat. Put it in the chat. What does that mean, bro? I don't know what that means. But yeah, listen, I think the Champions League is super exciting this year. You know, people keep on saying it's boring. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's boring at all. You know, you got Bayern.
We're talking about that later.
City, bro, it's ridiculous.
Boring City.
Yeah, bro, you literally got, right, you got Leipzig, who could still knock out Real Madrid. You know, they're only 1-0 down. And by all accounts, London done a madness. It wasn't for him that Leipzig would have won. And a controversial goal. You got the Lazio are about to knock out Bayern Munich. That's not boring. You've got Inter versus Atletico Madrid coming up next weekend. I think that's a fantastic game. It's annoying that we can't watch it at the time because obviously City play Brentford, but I'm going to watch it the day after. You know, I think even the Arsenal Porto game, I'm saying Arsenal will easily beat Porto, but people are in the chat saying, LB, nah, you're wrong. Porto are a solid team this year. Okay, good. That makes it more interesting. And Napoli versus Barca, I have literally no idea which team could go through there. Either of them two teams could go through on a day. So this thing about the Champions League being boring is just ridiculous. Yeah, I think it's super exciting. It's super poised for any team. You know, let's see what happens. But obviously, this is just what happens, isn't it? You know what I mean? As soon as City win it, it's suddenly boring, bro.
Oh, everything's boring. But when United won 8 out of the first 11, it was, hey, exciting, this.
Yeah. Listen, it's interesting. Jordan said only Real Madrid. And
if it was Klopp, it would be the most exciting Champions League in the history of football.
Yeah. Jordan said only Real and City can beat us over 2 legs. I think that's different. I don't know how you can say that. How can you say that for factual information, bro? I don't see how you can say that factually because you don't know that. Because you've not played a Champions League game yet, like knockout game. This is what I'm saying. For me, this is the year that we'll find out. If you beat PSG over 2 legs, if you beat a Dortmund over 2 legs, a Bayern and Athletic, or whoever, then I'll start to be like, okay, yeah, I mean, maybe Arsenal can do this. But let's be real, yeah. You come through a group stage, which you should have gone through. And now you got Porto, who I think you should be beating. So, yeah, there we go. Zora says, LB, where do you think City will end up in 10 years? Could we surpass Arsenal? Well, if we do well this year, success-wise, we're already done well. We've already won 2. And we do well next year, we'll overtake Arsenal on trophies next year, excluding Community Shields.
Oh, we're not going down to like the Vanarama North. Damn.
Yeah, unfortunately not, mate. But yeah, listen, we'll overtake Arsenal on trophies probably next year. If we win the league this year, the Champions League, I think we need to win like 2 trophies next year, and then we overtake Arsenal on trophies, which is kind of crazy, really. We'll become the third most successful club in the country. That's pretty wild, isn't it? And we're catching up on their Prems as well, on their titles. I think they've got 12 titles or 13.
So many receipts coming in the next 12 months.
Yeah, man, it's going to be
receipts
great.
I have written out and they're going out. Trust me now.
It is going to be great. Listen, chat, I want you to do something, yeah? In the chat, type in, other than Real Madrid, because I guess most people say Real Madrid, other than Real Madrid, which team do you fear the most that's left in the Champions League? I'll whack this on screen as well so you can see the teams. So you've got PSG. Obviously, Bayern are losing 1-0, but they could still go through. Maybe Dortmund, maybe Inter Milan, Atletico, Arsenal. We spoke about a lot about them. Napoli, Barcelona. Let's just have a look at the chat. Let's see what the chat is saying. Inter Milan. A lot of people are putting Inter Milan. Who's yours? Out excluding Real Madrid because they're the obvious sort of favourites. Who would you say the most that you really don't want to get drawn against?
Inter or Athletic. The trouble is, the good thing is one of them are going.
Yeah, that's a good draw, that, isn't it?
That is an amazing draw, that, because one of the most awkward teams out of the whole comp are going to go bye-bye. Because you don't want Atletico away, because we've been there and done that one. And Inter are doing really well, and they showed us in the final that they can deal with us with our game. You know, it's a very close game. Other than that, Bayern, no, they don't scare because I think Tuchel's trying to get himself down the job centre. I don't know what Tuchel's trying to do.
I don't know what he's doing there, bro.
PSV, no. Dortmund, no, we can handle that. Arsenal, over 2 legs.
We've not typically done well against English teams in this competition, though. How many times have we been knocked out?
It's
twice
generally
or 3
Liverpool,
times.
though, isn't it? It's generally Liverpool. It's Liverpool that knocks us
Is
out
it Liverpool once? Did we get knocked out twice or once off Liverpool?
twice.
Oh, that's grim, man. And we got
Even
beat
though
off
one of
Tottenham.
them was, and we got beat by Tottenham, but
That
one
was
of the
away
Tottenham
goals.
and one of the Liverpool games was we got done by referees. But
Oh, it says we would have got done once off Liverpool, bro.
no, twice.
Nah.
What was the one Gabriel when Sane got his goal ruled out
Yeah, 2018.
and we played him since?
Nah.
Thought we
But
played him when
we've also
when
lost against Chelsea in the final, though.
Or was that in the league? I might be thinking the
Yeah,
league.
maybe it was a league game. Nah, we got knocked out.
When Trent handballed it and Bernardo.
Yeah, it might be. Oh, yeah, when he's
Yeah.
off.
Was that in the league?
I think that was a league game. Yeah, now we got knocked out in 2018 against Liverpool, where they absolutely done us at Anfield.
We never played United in it. We never played Arsenal in it.
Yeah, then we got knocked out the year after against Spurs on away goals. Obviously, controversy. Yeah, and then we got beat obviously against Chelsea in the final. So we've lost 3 out of 3 against English clubs. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't really want Arsenal, man. To be honest with you, 3 out of 3 L's, bro.
I'm honestly. You know what it is with me? I'm not scared of anyone in this.
I know you're not, bloody hell. Every time I speak to you, this is why I get you on the stream, bro. Because
I'm not scared.
You give me confidence boosts.
I'm not scared. It is. I just think we're coming to that stage of the season where City turn up. City turn up.
Yeah.
And I'm watching everyone else and I'm like, could anyone beat us? Even, listen, Arsenal and Liverpool will take us to the end in the league, but I still think we'll win it because I think we'll beat them. I think we'll beat Arsenal at the Etihad and I think we'll get a point at the Anfield. And for me, I'm looking at this weekend as a very pivotal weekend for me.
This
weekend is the pivotal weekend.
I agree.
Because I don't think Chelsea will be as easy as people think.
No.
I really don't. Because that Chelsea game is going to go one of 2 ways. We're going to smash them.
I agree, yeah.
Or it's going to be one of the most frustrating games we've ever
It's going to be really tough.
Where,
yeah, we're either going to nick it, like obviously it might lose, but if we win it, we're either going to nick it, it's going to be a buzzing, or we're going to
we're going to stick 5 or 6 past them. I don't know which one's going to turn up.
I agree.
This game at the weekend is pivotal to me.
Yeah, and this is why I agree with Carragher, bro.
We go on our run.
This is why I agree with
straight wins.
Bro, this is why I agree with, I think it was Merson actually, not Carragher, when he was speaking about teams like Klopp's been moaning all year about having these half-12 kickoffs. Bro, I'd do anything for these half-12 kickoffs now, mate. Because I think, like, you playing first, getting those 3 points on the board, boom, you've done your job. You can sit back and relax. There's nothing City can do to extend the gap when we play against Chelsea. Because Liverpool have already played and won. Arsenal have already played and won. Yeah? The only teams that can, like, put the pressure on is Liverpool and Arsenal this weekend. This is why, like, I think that I know he's been moaning a lot, Klopp, this year about half-12 kickoffs. Maybe early in the season, he might have had a point. But now I think half-12 kickoffs are kind of what you want. I know they're a little bit crap, like the players are maybe not fully awake because it's half-12 at night to get up early and stuff. But you've got the chance to put the points on the board and just sit back and relax and watch the other games. Whereas we're going to sit there, yeah, we'll probably watch Liverpool against Brentford get some scrappy last-minute goal, and I say that with respect.
2 penalties and an open.
Yeah. I say that with respect. I'm not saying it's like play down Liverpool. I'm saying like literally, probably what happened is like they'll probably play like average or whatever, and they'll probably just get like a scrappy late goal or whatever, and it's like damn, they've done it. Then you'll watch Arsenal probably them do the complete opposite and just blitz Burnley, and then we've got to then play Chelsea and win just to go back to where we were before the start of the weekend. That's why obviously we play against Brentford midweek. That's when we can put the pressure on. You know, that's why we need to beat Chelsea.
Beat Chelsea, beat Brentford, and then psychologically, we're top of the league. And I don't just mean for us, I mean for Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Once they see us top of the league, and we're rightfully top of the league, that's when they'll think, well, we can't start dropping points anymore.
Yeah, 100%. Also, if we win our next 2 games, we're 50% of the way there before we get to Liverpool. 4 more Prem games before Liverpool. Got to win them all. Facts. No cap. Yeah, if we draw against Chelsea, we draw against Bournemouth, draw against Brentford, draw against United. Don't want anyone saying, oh, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. But you know what I mean? It's a bad result. We need to win all the games because we need to go to Anfield being able to not lose. There's a good question before we wrap up. MJG says, I'm still considering about our defence. Would you agree we're not as solid wise as last season? Well, I think you'd be a muppet to not agree with that. You'd be a muppet to not agree with that. Our defence is
different this season. We're not playing a straight back 4 anymore. Last season, we played a straight back 4 and the fullbacks were told never go beyond the halfway line. This year, they're told get beyond the halfway line and don't come back.
Yeah. The one thing I'd say about this, the one thing I'd say, Martin, about this, is that last night we played, or Tuesday, whatever, we played the standard back 4. We looked a lot more solid. A lot more solid.
Kyle Walker looks like he's a different player now. He's got that off his chest. You can tell he's got a weight lifted off his shoulders.
Yeah.
Diaz and Stones go together like peanut butter and jelly. They just click together. Ake, sorry, I'm so more comfortable with him at left back, and that's no digging about it. Just Ake for me gives me that sense of relief, that sense of everything. And listen, Edison made an error. That's going to happen with sweeper keeper.
Yeah.
He's going to make them errors the once in a blue moon.
I said that in my player ratings. I kind of was like, I give him a bad rating for it. Obviously, it said, listen, it's a mistake. He gets a bad rating. But like, I ain't one of these people that just starts automatically cooking him.
Ruben Diaz looks a lot stronger now.
Yeah, Diaz has looked a lot
all
stronger recently.
Rodri stopped getting yellow cards. We're all worrying about Rodri's yellow cards. He stopped getting them now.
Yeah, he's looking good.
And the good thing is Kovacic is coming back fit now. So to me, I'm just, I mean, feel for Grealish. I just feel for the guy. I think the guy's just swang over 9 black cats this year. We don't know what the guy's done wrong. He's just having one of them seasons where on and off the field, he just can't catch a break.
It's so sad, bro.
I was honestly his face on Tuesday when he went off. He was like,
I know. It was bad, mate. Same, mate. It was horrendous, man, because he was playing all right as well. You know what I mean? He's holding the ball up well and that. And then,
you've got Doku, who's not a bleeding bad replacement to come in either. And by the way, you've got Oscar Bob as well, who's not a bad replacement.
Well, Oscar Bob's going to be playing. In the next weeks, he's going to get some game time. I'd
love to see Oscar Bob against Brentford on Tuesday.
That's a big call.
I'd love a bit of Oscar on Tuesday.
It's a big. I just have like a fear, man, sometimes of throwing these players into the deep end in a game like that. A must-win game.
Do you know how mad it is with me, LB? I have more confidence in Oscar going in than I do Rico at the moment, and that sounds so harsh on Rico. But, and listen, I love Rico Lewis. I think Rico Lewis is going to be one of them ballers in the next 5 years. What Rico's got to do is 2 things for me, or Pep has got to do with Rico. Find an actual position for him. Proper one. Because sometimes he's right back. Sometimes he's, fills in the midfield and you're not sure where he is.
Getting that Sergio Roberto treatment.
Yeah, and also I think he just needs to, I've said it loads of times, the guy's a kid. Call him a guy's a kid. He jumped a year at school.
Yeah.
Oscar Bobby, he's older than him. But Oscar Bob, to me, I just like Oscar Bob. I think he's such a quality player. But we'll see. We'll see. It's all if buts and maybes. But I'm, as I always am, I'm confident. I'm not saying treble. The only one I won't say is the FA Cup because it's the draw. And it's
I've said that all season.
When we hit that semi-final draw, who we've got in the Champions League the following week.
I know. I said this all season. I have a bad feeling about the FA Cup, man, this year. Like, even Luton, Luton Town's got like a bad ring to it. Like, we scraped a win there last time. They've been very unlucky this season there in the Premier League. Like, they probably should have got a result against Arsenal. I think they drew against Liverpool. They've got
Luton
United.
Been phenomenal lately.
They've been unreal. They're a great team, man. So going there is a difficult place to play. So yeah, I got a bad feeling about the FA Cup, but they said it's it'll be interesting to see what happens. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream, man. If you're not done so already, in it, over 250 people in here. Let's get those likes to at least 250, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've got the Tone Show coming up tomorrow, so we've had to play around a bit with the Tone Show this week. I know I told you today, and then now I've been telling you tomorrow. We're looking at around 5 p.m. tomorrow. It's just been a bit busy today and tomorrow. So 5 p.m. tomorrow, that's when we should be on the Tone Show.
Ooh, press the reaction.
Yeah. Well, the reaction tomorrow, obviously, we're going to get some big injury updates because we're going to need to hear what's happening with Grealish. LB1998 said in the chat that apparently Bernardo's fine, but where's he seeing that?
Yeah, he is.
Wait, where have you seen
I
it?
got told Bernardo. Reportedly, Bernardo was fine. Grealish looks. Grealish. I've got a feeling. I'm guessing there. I've got a feeling he might be a few weeks. Sadly.
Yeah, no, he's definitely going to be out for a few weeks.
21. But Bernardo, I think it was just a knock, wasn't it? Badly bruised. Even though I do think it was a red card, by the way. I thought it was a red card as well. That was a naughty challenge. That was a bit two-footed if you watch it back.
Yeah, I think it was a horrific challenge. I can't believe it didn't get reviewed on VAR. I thought it was an absolute joke, to be honest with you. So, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, says it all.
Yeah, no, that's stupid, isn't it? Right, guys, gonna wrap up, man. Big up to Egal for coming on before, man. You can find his channel in the description. Obviously, you know where Martin's at, Mancunian Way. You going live at like, I don't know what, 2 a.m. this today or what? What's going on?
No, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Bloody hell, you all right? 9 o'clock? No
9
way.
I've been up. I didn't get home till 6 a.m. As I told you,
bro. The other night, I can't remember what you did. I don't know if it was on my channel or something, but like maybe we'd done a stream together or something. And then I'd done all my stuff, logged off, got in bed, just scrolling through Twitter on my phone. I see it at like 12:30, 1:45.
Space.
Mancunian Way, Twitter Spaces. I was like, bro, does this guy ever rest? You know, I think I do a lot of streams, man. I always on different people's streams. I do at least 3 or 4 streams a day, and then I'm seeing you doing Twitter Spaces at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just like, bro,
it still don't beat your Super Bowl stream at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh no, but yeah, that was a heavy one, man. That was a heavy one. Hey, it was crazy. Guys, big up to everyone for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you smash a like on the stream if you've not done so already. Friday tomorrow. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Catch you later.